Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So here I am once again at BMW Fairfield, and they were kind enough to allow me to review this beautiful 2021 BMW X5 xDrive40i. So if you guys are new to the channel, I do a lot of car content, car reviews, and BMW content. So if you want, be sure to check out my other videos, and if you like what you see, consider subscribing. So what we have here is a 21 BMW X5 xDrive40i. What that means is the xDrive is the all-wheel drive. They have an S-Drive, which is rear-wheel drive. And the 40i tells you that is the inline six-cylinder turbo engine. So this one is finished off in Alpine white. All right, you can get, I think mineral white is available. Mineral white is a separate option. Mineral white gives it the pearl, the Alpine's just white. All right, I really hope that the wind isn't messing up this audio. But this one has the M Sport package. So it looks a little more aggressive. It has a slightly more aggressive front end. You get a little more aggressive wheels. The rear is also a little different. And in addition to that, it has the shadow line trim. So all of the chrome accents, all of the things that'll be silver are now black trim, such as this, the grille, the trim around the windows, and the roof rails. All of those things included with the shadow line. It just means it's blacked out. I really like the contrast with the white and the black. I think it would probably set it off more is if it came in more of a, if you get the black wheels. Now there's different options when you get the M Sport. All right, and these tires, these are a 275, 40, 20 on both front and rear. There's a squared setup. You can get, I believe, a different option that staggered means the wider tires in the rear. But these are the Bridgestone Alenza. These are a run flat tire. But let's get inside. I'll show you guys how everything works. So let's go over the key. You have the M Sport, you got the M colors, the M tricolors on the side of the key. Nice looking keys, nice feeling key. So there's ways you can get in here. You can press the lock button, press unlock. So you lock, it beeps once, beeps twice to unlock. And then of course you have your hatch and your panic button. All right. Also here, there's a way where you can, it has comfort access, which means that by reaching back here, it unlocks the car, and then lock it, touch that ridge section there, it's locked. So we have the comfort access on all four doors as well as the hatch. So pretty much you leave your key in your pocket or your purse, and you should be able to get into the car without having to take the fob out. So to get in right now, the key's in my pocket, car's locked. I'm gonna reach in here, 2 beeps and locks. So right away, getting in this, seats feel very comfortable, feels very supportive. The cognac color goes well with the Alpine white, and you have so many different settings to adjust. You have your adjustability here. You can go back, forward, up, down, tilt it, backrest, and then of course you have your headrest, which tilts the top of the seat up. So I would say headrest, but more is like the top of the seat can curl up depending on if you want that support up here in your upper back. I'll just roll up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And you can see up here how it comes up, or you can just cut that part down. So you can really customize this exactly how you want it. And then of course, putting this up or down raises and lowers the headrest. Then of course you have your lumbar support. You can raise and lower the lumbar depending on how tall you are or your needs. And then you have the adjustable bolstering, which means you can adjust how it hugs you in. This is right there. Then you have your thigh extension, which says right here. So a lot of different ways to get yourself comfortable when you're driving a BMW. And just so you know, nobody forgets, there's memory seat option here. So you set your memory. So don't worry, if someone gets in here and takes everything, adjusts it, you can recall all those settings very quickly. Your steering wheel is tilt and telescopes as well, power. Now, holding the steering wheel, it's nice and fat. I really like BMW steering wheels. I think they do one of the best. Just really good, soft, fat feeling steering wheel. You have your paddle shifters up here, heated steering wheel, really easy access. And of course you have armrests. Really good view of the road. Depending on how you set it, really, I think the one thing about the BMW X5 is you really sit up tall, you really have a good view, and you don't feel like you're driving something too massive where it feels like some people might feel intimidated by driving something so large. It's really easy to maneuver, and plus with all the cameras around, which you'll get to shortly, you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's check the back seat out. Okay, so this is my ideal seat position up here when I was sitting in the front seat, and there is more room compared to what I feel like the previous gen. I'm not sure, it could be more room. I could look it up and I'll put the dimensions in here. You have everything else. You have an option to mount a tablet back here. There is a USB-C charging port up there, so you can buy to mount your own, your kid's iPad or wherever they want to put up here. There's coat hanger options. There's so many different utility tools that's compatible with this connection here in the seat. In the back, you have your armrests, storage in here, and 2 cup holders. It is a 4-zone climate control, so it means driver and passenger has their own, as well as each seat occupant in the rear. So I have my setting back here, and so does the person on the right that can adjust their setting. So really cool because you can change now your temperature, you can change the direction where you want the air to flow, and the speed. You have your max AC option, and of course you can turn everything off if you like. So I think it's pretty cool. You got all that customization back here. Too bad something like this didn't exist when I was a kid and traveling on family road trips. You would have had the option to, tell your dad, hey, can you turn it down? I'm cold or I'm hot. So just something like that. You got your vents up here and large panoramic sunroof, which you'll open here in a second. So here we have our hatch. So you have lots of storage space in here. But one thing that's cool about this is it is now power. You have part of my camera equipment. Let's get that out of the way. Way to pull the seat down back here. Both sides. You have a 12-volt outlet on this side. So you got a lot of different things in here. And this side in here, there's extra storage, which you can see. Now, I believe at one point BMW was doing a spare tire option. I'm not sure if they're still doing that, but there is an option to get a spare tire. Obviously, we're in flats. You shouldn't have to worry about it. You get 50 miles of flat tire driving with no worries for 50 miles at the 50 miles an hour. But the caveat to that is once you do that, you need to replace the tire. It's no longer good. All right, now check this out. I'm gonna close the hatch. Tailgate closes separately, automatically on its own. And I believe the tailgate can support 300 pounds. Got your aluminum racing pedals up here, Harman Kardon, and of course there's more. And it comes well into the Cognac. Got the brushed aluminum grille, and this right here is your ambient lighting. And as well as this bar across the top will illuminate across that little strip at night for just some ambient lighting. And down here, the center console. Back seat's the same. Of course, you got the leather here and more ambient lighting piping right there. And then you can see the graphic when you first get in. See the picture of the X5. It's pretty cool. Got a welcome screen. All right, so apologize for the glare, but you can see here the welcome screen, and your start-stop button is right here. So placing the foot on the brake, I'm gonna press the button, and we'll see what happens when it starts. Now you have different things. Obviously you have a cup holder. In the cup holder you have your USB, it's like an A-type. You have a 12 volt down here and a couple of storage, and this looks like, which would be a wireless charging. So let's see if how that works out. That's wireless charging. Yep, wireless charging right there. So it's a nice place to put your phone. Again, there we go. And you have a storage cubby here with a USB-C style port. So not sure why they tried to go USB-A instead of the C for this section here. I'm sure there was a reason. So going across the front here, you got air vents, you have your hazard button, you have your safety switch. This right here, this one tells you, this green tells you that all safety systems are on. You can turn them off individually. If you don't want the blind spot, you can disable that. If you don't want the for collision, you can disable that all individually. And you can custom tailor the sensitivity as well. So by pressing it once, you can see your individual setting. You can go to all on. I'm using the wheel here to adjust it, and I could configure it if I want. So I want the collision mitigation to be early, the lane departure to be medium, and if it's lane departure, there's steering intervention. Now I could turn the steering intervention off or leave it on. Active blind spot is medium, so about 15 miles an hour is where BMW likes their blind spot. This minimizes any false alerts, such as double turn lanes or things like that, where it could false give you. BMW wants these warnings to be true. So above 15 miles an hour is where it works. You can choose how early you want it to be. I think BMW is pretty good as far as keeping their blind spot. It doesn't wait till a vehicle arrives into your blind spot. If the vehicle is coming up really fast, it's going to give you a warning way before they reach you because of the speed differential, as opposed to some cars wait until that car has actually entered the blind spot, then it triggers a warning, which sometimes it's too late. Back over here, I can disable that altogether, and usually, like I said, if I go back into that menu and I say all off, going back to the home screen, now this is your Idrive Controller. You just press home, and you can configure your home screen the way you want. You can say, do I want media to be here? Do I want navigation to be there? Or whatever you want to say in this screen. And by choosing that, you can see the widgets you have. You can choose individual ones. So right now they want navigation there, or I can choose and I want traffic information or something like that. You can individually decide what you want in these, and it's all touch screen, or you can do just the wheel. So let's do map view, like I like that one. And then for here, you got your radio station, and then this one here is communication. I can say, I want that one to be sport displays, or I want that one to be weather. So now you get the weather information, and then you can just hit done. So now you know where you are, radio station. It's all custom tailored to what you want. So this would be your home screen. This is like when you drive your car every day. What your information is going to be always shown. Communication, your telephone, pairing Bluetooth, your BMW Assistant. That's like OnStar for some cars. People are familiar with OnStar. You can do that. Personalized messages, navigation. I don't want to go anywhere, but this is to show you that you do have the option for full-size navigation screen, and you can do top-down view, or you can do like a bird's eye. Let's see what there you go. There's a bird's eye view right there. Different things there. You can do split screen, so you can do different things there with that. Pressing the home screen again takes you back home. If I want it media, then you got your music. I'm not going to play any music because I don't want to get copyright. But of course you have Spotify in here as well. Bluetooth audio, screen mirroring, you can do that with your phone. And this is just your music menu. You can skip ahead, you can rewind. This satellite radio, which is cool. And when you're any on these screens, if I hit media, hit option, you can different things there. You can say this is my favorite song. You can do the time shift, which is like I said, rewind. And you can say anytime this artist comes up here, let me know, or this song comes up, let me know. And then XM, it will give you an alert when that song pops up, and then you can listen to it, or you can just rewind it and do anything there. Let's check out the cameras. So what I did was, you press the P here, for the parking assistant, and it brings up it toggles the cameras automatically. Now this vehicle can automatically park. It has the backup assistant and the camera image. So what the backup assistant does, because people were asking me with that. Say for example, I wiggled my way into this tight area right there, and I can't get myself out of it because I'm not that best of a driver, or I just don't want to hurt the wheels, like they're ready to help me. The backup assistant will, hold on a second. The backup assistant will follow your exact path backwards and get you right out of a situation like that. So you don't have to worry about like trying to drive and maneuver, because obviously when going reverse is a different thing going forward, and the wheels go differently that way. So that's pretty cool. Like, I wonder if I could try it out real quick. Let's try out the backup assistant. Reverse gear. So I controlled the brake, and the car is going to control the steering wheel. And it's going to trace my exact path I did. So pretty cool, and it'll follow that whole path if I want it to, down to the last few. It says it'll do 100 feet of that. Put this up. Automated parking. It'll park at perpendicular park and parallel parks itself, which is pretty cool. And then of course, moving this wheel over to the left, see some more options. There's a 3D view. And from here I can turn the wheel like this, and I can see exactly all around, which is pretty cool because you can see what I'm looking at. You can see everything. The car wash. if you take your car to an automated car wash, just make sure that you line your wheel up on the track appropriately. So when you go up to those automated car washes, you know, Quick Quack, Seven Flags, Mike's Car Wash, things like that, where they have they guide you into the little conveyor belt track. This helps you guide that in there and push you that wheel. So when we go here to driver information, you got the vehicle status. We have obviously everything's in green. Oil, tire pressure, everything's green. If anything malfunctions, you get a check engine light or anything like that, it's going to tell you exactly which area to look in. And then of course hitting it tells me exactly, you know, in more detail what I'm looking at. You can configure all of your modes here. They turn driving lights. The welcome carpet, which is sort of looks like this light up here. That pattern comes up from the rearview mirror. So pretty cool, and I think all this stuff right here is things that people can customize to exactly what they want to see. So when you're in driving view, your manual sport mode, the bezel is going to be red, white normal, comfort, your eco is going to be blue. Head-up display, I don't know if you guys can see that. Then of course there's a reduced height for someone who's short. Okay, gesture control, pop-ups, fatigue, and focus alert. It tells you, it basically gauges your driving. If you're getting sleepy, it can recommend a break. When you have your phone here, it tells you don't forget about it. So it's pretty cool, a reminder. Speed warning just tells you when you activate it, you're driving, you don't want to use cruise control, but it tells you basically when you exceed that limit. Say, well, you know what, don't hold it at 75, but just remind me when I go over 75, because you know these cars are very smooth, they love driving fast, they're easy to speed in. So sometimes those reminders help. Now you also have an option over here on the steering wheel, which is limit. When you put that on, it sets the limit automatically. So now, no matter what you do, you will not exceed, you know, your preset speed. I covered this a little more in depth with my BMW 330i review, which I was driving it, and even with the gas pedal pressed more, it would not exceed my preset limit, unless, as a safety reason, I went full throttle, because at that point BMW feels like, you know, you're in a situation where you need to demand, no matter what, they're gonna let you do that. So you have all your cruise control switches here. Let's go back to the home screen there. And so you got paddle shifters, you have your wipers. This is rain sensing wipers. And I missed the button that BMW used to put here where you just activated your automatic wipers. So now they went to more of a stock position, so you click it up once to go to auto, and then you go up to regular low. But most people probably be fine in just running it in automatic mode. The rain sensor does a really good job of detecting rain and activating wipers appropriately. When you come up here, you have your speed, and like I said, you go to different modes, and these modes are all selectable here. So you got Sport, Comfort, Eco Pro. I'm not sure what adaptive is. Maybe it's your custom size. So we're gonna experiment this. So this is Sport. You can see what happens in Sport. You can go back to Comfort to see what happens there. Then we have Eco Pro. Adaptive. So adaptive looks like it just configures based on the driving situation, and it can adapt accordingly. So it almost like it does a little bit of everything. Now you notice that there's a battery gauge here. Now this car has a 48-volt battery system, which means that it can assist, offload different things for fuel mileage. So obviously when you're start-stop, it can run those accessories as a backup. And when you are maybe passing and you need extra power, it can provide a little bit of an assist to help give you a little boost, which is pretty cool. So he's trying to do something, it tells me. So this. And down here, you have your automatic high beam, which is activated. You can go to your different things if you want to see the turbo stuff here, boost pressure, G meter. You can see radio information if you want up here, or if you just want to see the drive mode. Fuel mileage, trip information. So then activate your automatic high beam, just press that once when your lights are on and activate the high beams. Coming across here, you have your trunk button, power windows, power lock, obviously. This is how you adjust your mirrors. This folds your mirrors in. And you see this number 2. Say for example, I got somebody sitting back here and I had a car seat that someone's gonna drop in, but I need to put that seat up. I can go ahead and do it from here. So I press number 2. Now I operate my seat controls and it moves the seat up. And I can move everything, control that seat just from using these controls down here with this button activated, and I can put that seat up automatically if I need to. Now if you have memory seat, maybe if I had a car seat, just hit that button, but that's pretty cool if you need to move that seat up without having to reach over and do it from there. Up top you have your home link for your garage door opener. This mirror is automatic dimming, as well as this side view mirror is dimming as well. You have your reading lights or map lights. Who needs wrap these days with your iPhone, but there's these lights there, and of course you have your main dome light. You have your sunroof, and then you have your emergency services button. Double vanity with light, and open the sunroof. You can do one click opens the shade, one more click opens the glass itself. See how well that opens up back here. And you got one more option to open it there. And then of course you can shut it. Shut the shade. You press once to tilt it. And that you'll see the glass tilted. So if you just need to vent, you have that option. And you can put the shade in position you want. If you just want just a little bit, say you got kids back there and they don't want all that back there, you can choose how much you want to open. Now these buttons here are programmable. These aren't just set radio station buttons. These can be your favorite shortcuts. And what I mean is, what if I want these to be my favorite map view or my favorite view there? I can store a profile if I want. So if you have a significant other, somebody driving the car, not only do they have their own key, you can pair it to the key, but say like you can activate their profile just by pressing a preset button. It'll go to the preset settings, including the radio station and the temperature of the climate. Now, when you go to your climate menu, you can do all kinds of things. You can do automatic recirculation, you can do fresh air. Some buttons that are kind of eliminated back here. The armrests are heated. Now, that's something new to me. I've never seen a heated armrest. So the armrest can be heated as well. So there are certain things you can do. You can do a departure schedule where you can say pre-ventilate the car. You can do a remote start and say turn on the climate control depending on your remote start. So there's there's a lot of improvements with the G05. Let's open the glove box. I didn't do that yet. It's pretty big in here. And this is the digital key that comes with this card. So you can honestly just use that key to unlock and get into the car. So your light controls are here. Obviously this is automatic. You can turn them off. This is if you just want to activate headlights. If you want to do the parking lights there. Fog lights are here. Fog lights are only when the headlights are on. And then these are roadside lights. These lights when you're parking, you can activate just one side of the lights when you're on a street to make yourself more visible. This is your dashboard. It controls the brightness of the dash. And just so you know, when lights are on, you see the icons appropriately there. So when I go to off, they pop off, parking, and then the headlights. And then if you go to fog light, it's right there. All right, the shifters changed a little bit. Before you had a button on top, and now what you do is shift it, you just go straight back, all the way back, see. So you need to go forward reverse, but to come back from reverse to drive, you can just go straight back, and then P for park. And then of course, if you're in drive, you have the option to go to drive sport, which means it goes to a more sportier mode. See, it's the S1, and then by clicking up, now you can go to manual mode with the paddle shifters if you want to control your gear shift. So you can have sport transmission, but when you do that, it automatically goes to a sport mode. All right, so this car has active grille shutters. So when you're cruising along, it can shut them for more aerodynamic purposes. But when it needs more airflow, they open up. So if I were to turn off the climate control right now because it's trying to get the air, most likely they're going to shut. So I'm going to look at it now. And they're closed because the car doesn't need it. Now, if you're driving along, or say on a hot day and the car needs to suck in more air, the shutters will open up. All right, so under the hood, we have a inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine, which pumps out 330 horsepower, 331 pound-feet of torque. And the fuel mileage is 21 city, 25 on the highway. So how much does this car cost? It's 2021, so I told you about the X5. M Sport package, parking assistant package. Now you see the parking assistant, the driver recorder, that's almost like a dash cam or what you see with Tesla cam, where they use the cameras on the car to record automatically. Got the wireless hotspot with the premium package too, the remote start, 4-zone climate control. That's $1,000 option. I think that's worth it. The $800 parking assistant package, I think is worth it too. The M Sport brakes with the red were $650. Heated front seats with the armrest, $250. And these multi-contour seats, all the adjustments, $750. Harman Kardon surround sound, $750. And the extended shadow line, which is the black trim, is $300. Now, other things like I showed you, the live cockpit, which we went here, the connected services, all these dimming mirrors and things like that. This is all part of the trim that we have. And you see that 48-volt mild hybrid system. That's part of the engine performance, and also for assisting the car when it's on start-stop mode. All right, hope you enjoyed this in-depth interior exterior review of the BMW X5. This is the first time I was able to get close up with the G05 chassis, so I was really excited to do it. It took me a little bit of a learning curve. I apologize, a little bit long, but I wanted to cover most things. I know there's still a lot of things in there that I just didn't cover, but if you guys found the video helpful, like it, share it, that really helps me. And if you want to see other cars, let me know. I can try to reach out to that dealer again. Maybe we could review another vehicle. I could find something else if you guys want to check it out. Leave me a comment, let me know, and let me guys know what you think about this detail. All right, appreciate it. Thank you.